Welcome to the Mario era, chapter 103.
Siendo triste Mario, it's a Mario. I don't know what Mario's doing this week. I don't know.
Hi, boys. I know what we're doing this week. We're doing episode 103. How's everything going?
I can't complain.
Yes.
Cheers.
Oh,
Yes.
he's drinking.
Yes.
I'm drinking a Goose Island IPA that I just poured from my tap here that's 37 degrees, courtesy of the good folks at Perfect Pour, right over Perfect Draft, right over here. You see it over here?
That's the
baby.
perfect draft machine.
The Perfect Draft machine, fully encompassed, and it's got a little keg in there. It came with the Stella Artois. I blew through that in about a day and a half, and then I ponied up some Goose Island IPA and 10.5 pints, and I am loving this thing, bro. It is phenomenal.
37 degrees. Is that
37
like,
degrees.
that's like incredible, right?
It's so good, and the machine's quiet, and it is it's easy as hell, and it's just full, just sitting on a little table, plug it into the wall, and I'm good to go.
So when you are finished with the keg that's in there,
Mm-hmm.
and the kegs aren't very big, it's all self-contained.
No, it's 10.5 pints. So
Okay.
and it's good for 30 days once you tap it.
Okay. So when you switch the keg out, does it have to then re-chill?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And generally when you get the keg, the last two I've gotten, it's basically been like 75 degrees.
Okay.
And so it'll take it a few hours to get it. So I'll wait till the next day.
Okay.
But they deliver it right to you. There's like some individual delivery driver that this girl drove from Homestead and drove my keg up to me yesterday. Like it's overnight delivery. It's freaking awesome.
What are you laughing at? Roman's
what's up,
laughing
bro?
at something, man.
I was like, what if relationships followed that context? It's good for 30 days after you tap it.
An early lead for tonight's name. I like it.
It's a strong entry.
Strong out of the gate there.
Very, very much so.
Looks like I'm locked into this lease for the next 30 days.
All right.
Well, let me think, in that situation, what would cause you to extend it by 20 years?
I don't know. Next time you tap it.
A lot of tapping going on.
At first.
Not as much later on.
Oh, no. No.
It tapers off a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Enough to get you through the next year, boys.
Exactly.
Wow. Starting off this way. Starting off this year with a bang.
Season, baby.
It
It's
is the off season, yeah.
It's the off season. What are we doing?
What else are we going to
It's
talk
not like we got a
about?
quarterback to talk
We're going to
about.
talk. We're going to talk about our quarterback or portal quarterback. No, we know who we can talk about. We can talk about Jacurri.
Yes, we can, and we have to. Yeah. Now, did we go down a green tree in the off season, or we didn't really do it last week? There's nothing happening at Green Tree.
I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah, I
Let's
don't think
just
it's
talk
necessary.
about how Jacurri stepped up and said, "Fuck this! I'm going to stay here and I'm going to compete for this gig."
Love it.
In today's world of everybody just wanting to get out if they're not guaranteed a spot, to go try and find somewhere where they can be more guaranteed of a spot, still not guaranteed a spot, but have a better chance to start, no matter really what the school is. Are these quarterbacks looking at schedules? Are they looking at rosters? Obviously, they're looking at depth of the quarterback room. But he got, how do we say this? He was not first choice. It was clear they liked Emory better. And he still said, fuck it, I'm staying, let's ride. First of all, thank you, JB. We appreciate that. As fans, we all want to see you succeed. We'd all love to see you be the guy that takes this program to that level. So I'm excited for him to stay. I'm excited for that skill set. I'm excited to see the competition. So first and foremost, I'm riding with the dudes that are here. And I'm stoked that he wants to be a part of that.
So let's parlay this. JB and Emory and this is our hypothetical. JB and Emory are your 1 and 2 in the stables. 1 and 2, right? Assumingly, they're going to still get somebody in the portal. Make Toast life a lot happier. They preferably should get 2. But JB staying back is a big because nobody talked to us a couple weeks ago.
That's your number 2. That's your second guy in the portal.
Yeah,
realistically.
We didn't think that was a realistic possibility. Not from what we were hearing and not what we expected from what we watched, especially what the staff did to him throughout the year. But say those are your 1 and 2. Which one are you picking? Emory or Jacurri? We'll do it right now.
Am I starting?
Sure.
All right. Well, first, let me just piggyback off of the opening with Scoop. So during the season, I might have been the most critical in questioning why we were not seeing 11 and why he was not showing up. And I definitely had, implied a little bit that I wasn't real happy about this because I wasn't sure if he was bought in or not. Obviously now my concerns there have been eased. The fact that he is now bought in and he's coming back to compete. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was his camp. I don't know what it was, but at this age, I don't care. I'm good. You're committed. Let's friggin' move forward. Awesome. When it comes to who I would go with as QB1, if it is just between these two, if we don't have a portal guy coming or whatever, if this is the scenario, I am going with Emory. And I'll tell you why. Obviously, I know that athletically, JB brings more to the table in terms of mobility and being able to run with his legs and break through a 30, 40-yard run. We saw it in the bowl game. I get it. But everything that I have seen between the two of them in competition, to this point, Emory's the better quarterback. Just is. In my opinion. Believe what Emory did on the field against Clemson and then FSU, bro, like that dude sacrificed himself like I haven't seen a QB do for this squad in a long time. He earned a shitload. Like, he's my default one now. Like, until someone beats him, and listen, Jacurri could absolutely beat him. And if he does, let's go. Because what I will also preface this by saying is that I don't care who QB1 is. I don't care if it's 11. I don't care if it's 17. I don't care if it's someone in the portal. I want the quarterback, QB1 in 2024, to be whichever one gets us to at least 9 wins. I don't care who it is. Whichever one gets us to 9 wins, that's who I want. I don't wishing them all the best. Go with whoever wins it. I don't care. Whatever gets us to 9 wins, that's who I want.
I'm going to say my pick, if it was those two, is going to be Jacurri. For one name, Mark D'Onofrio. Yeah, Mark D'Onofrio. Scoop's going to get this reference because for so long, I would call Scoop, before the Orange Bowl boys was a thought in the cosmos. If he just ran a 43, Scoop, if he just ran a 43, if he would just let the guys be aggressive, that is the better system. I don't understand why you're making these guys in a 34 so big and fat. Chicolo, right? Don't know. Me asking Shannon Dawson to be more creative is going to be the equivalent of asking Mark D'Onofrio to run a 4-3. And because he's not that creative element, I saw the game plans that he rolled out with against Clemson and Florida State. And it was screen, run fest, right? Screen, run fest. He didn't set the world on fire. So if he's by nature going to be conservative with Emory, well, it's another year in the system. He's a freshman. I don't care. I saw though, they were abysmal game plans. So give me the guy that's going to erase Mark D'Onofrio. Give me the guy that that's who he is. I can ask all day. I say, I just want a little bit more creative, get a diversification of the screen game, run game, do more than what you're showing. Because if you just looked at college football in the playoffs, you saw this diversification portfolio with the 4 teams that were in there. I'm just going to be like preaching to this wall, and the wall's not going to listen. So give me Jacurri, because That's a guy when he gets a shit play call from Dawson, or when your head coach is being stubborn, he can maybe maneuver it. He still had 3 touchdowns against Rutgers. 2 rushing, 1 passing. Give me the guy that can erase a bad play caller.
Should have had 4. I think that catch by X, I think he had his left foot down, but, it's before his right ass cheek. I'm just saying. Yeah, what's funny for me is something that you just mentioned kind of makes this a toss-up now. And it's going the opposite way of what you mentioned. Because I'm all about Jacurri. I want that skill set. I want him to be able to shine. I want the big play opportunity every time he touches the ball. I want that. He can provide that. Something you just said spun me in a circle opposite of what you were talking about, which is Dawson's not going to get creative. I mean, we saw it for a year. We don't think he is. We hope he does, but is this the D'Onofrio effect? You're right. And it was a guy, it was just, I was like, dude, shut up. Like he's not going to do it. And I'm like, don't do this to yourself every week. Don't do this to yourself. And then he'd run 4 plays in a row with a 4-man front. He's like, see? No. What concerns me about what you just said is in that type of situation, is Emory the better passer of the football? And is that only what you're going to get out of Dawson? So now, who do I want to be the guy? I want Jacurri. But if Dawson's not going to be creative and not going to get creative, that muddies the water for me. Totally opposite reason why it muddies it for you. Right?
And I'll tell you that what Rose said, if you saw the look on my face, so my thing was, what I read into what Ro was saying with going with Jacurri is that you want to go with him because he'll have the ability to go rogue.
That's what I was thinking. The ability for him to say,
like, no, we can't be
yeah,
there,
I
bro.
know. That was
like where we're at.
He's
like,
got the ability to say, yeah, I'm not running that.
I'm not following the coaches. They're idiots.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my God.
I thought the same thing.
Like, what are we doing? We can't be there. Ro, that's not good.
No. I love it. I love that that's what you took out of it. It was amazing. The specificity of it all, though, was I saw the max protection looks, and when Tyler was staring at Ghost and there was like 3 people in routes and 8 people in coverage, Jacurri has the ability to tuck it and run and make a lot more happen. And that's the other thing that concerns me with Shannon Dawson. And I will say this, as a matter of fact, I don't even think this is opinion. In terms of a skill set, you're crazy if you think Emory Williams is better than Tyler Van Dyke. He doesn't have the arm. He doesn't have the footwork. I might even think Tyler's a little bit more mobile, right? So it concerns me.
More mobile than Emory?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what concerns me is I just saw what he did, and everybody wanted to poo-poo on Tyler on the way out, but it's like I didn't forget what he did at one point, breaking Jameis Winston's records, ACC Freshman of the Year, lighting up the world on fire. It didn't work out with Gaddis, and then we wiped the slate clean, and we had it, and he lost some confidence. There was things on his own accord too. I'm not saying it's completely on Dawson, but Dawson's part of the equation, and I can't get that out of my mind. I can't get that out of the taste is still in my mouth. So I'm like, okay, so then I got the option, and he's less mobile than Tyler, and he doesn't have the arm Tyler has, and he doesn't have the footwork Tyler has, and maybe he doesn't have the anti-pace. He's accurate, and he's got moxie, and that's the wild card for me. When you're accurate at quarterback, it's probably one of the most important skills. When you have moxie, listen, I saw Tim Tebow. That guy was throwing like Randy Johnson. That guy had like the worst quarterback mechanics I've ever seen. Ron Jaworski had the best line about Tim Tebow I ever heard. He said, Tim Tebow, you can absolutely marry my daughter, but you could never be the quarterback of my football team in the NFL. And it's exactly right. You just don't know when a guy has that kind of moxie what could happen. So I'm still a big fan of it, but I want to go rogue. It just sounds funny.
Oh, God.
I'm all in. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. And I also tweeted from the account the other day, which was And this was before. Now we know. The hell is this? I can't even remember the kid's name.
Cam Ward.
Will Howard. Now we know Cam Moore's not coming. Will Howard's going to Ohio State, OH. And so I said, screw it. Let's ride with these two.
No,
I mean,
you can't. No,
well,
dude,
we'll
listen,
still need
between
that.
the two of
You
them,
need
how
a
many
you need a
starts?
guy. You need a guy. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. None of them, I'm going to repeat myself. None of them are great. None of them were great. And now you've gone from the very goods no longer available. So now you've got guys that are good, serviceable. Have they played? Maybe they've got some experience. Maybe they were backups. Maybe they're coming from D2. I know the Albany kid, or they're looking at the UNLV kid. I mean, obviously that's not D2, but it might as well be. And you're looking at, some other kid. Like, fine, bring them in for competition. And they can be, maybe they're the number 2A, whatever it is. I know Toast wanted some depth there last year. He wanted that backup. Okay. None of those guys should be or are at this then second tier of quarterbacks because we screwed the pooch on all the first tier opportunities. Should be the guy.
Dude, you can't say that.
I'm telling you, they shouldn't be the guy.
That doesn't make a difference.
The two guys that are there should be one of the guys.
But that doesn't make you don't know. The two guys right there, the two guys in-house right now don't deserve to be handed anything. They need to compete with somebody from the outside.
I agree.
And then
with
whoever wins can be the starter. But it's not like, oh, we're going to bring in some, like, no. Whoever is brought in legitimately competes with the other two. And let's be honest, dude, I'm not sure Emory's even in this right now. Emory had a compound fracture of his arm. I bet he isn't even ready to throw for spring. So I don't think Emory's even in this, because if that's the case, Jacurri's well ahead by the time July rolls around or August rolls around, and the job is pretty much going to be his. Like, there won't be any competition. So I don't even know that you can count on Emory to be the competition right now. Like, you really need a portal person to at least compete with JB, because right now there's nobody to compete with him except for a true freshman.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I wasn't stating the contrary. I'm just saying that I hope that these two should end up being the guy, because the guys you're bringing in at this second level shouldn't be your starter.
They shouldn't be, but we don't know what those other two guys fully are.
True.
We haven't seen enough of them. So that's why you can't just assume that they're the guys. Like, we have to have a legitimate competition. And I'll be honest, I mean, do you guys think, where do you fall on Emory with this? I mean, do you think he's ready for spring? I mean, you hear about
I think he'll be ready to. I think he'll be ready
3
to
to 4
throw,
months.
but it's his non-throwing arm, right? So I think he'll be ready to throw, but obviously he'll be non-contact, I would imagine, throughout the spring.
Yeah,
but do you think that they would have him full on be able to compete?
No,
you're not.
So that kind of puts him at a disadvantage.
You can't, because he's going to be non-contact 100%.
So he misses out on that. He's already then behind JB. So then it's really who's competing with Jacurri. We need someone to compete with Jacurri.
We need somebody.
August.
We need somebody, but also need Jacurri to beat their ass.
Yes, no, 100%. Yes, 100%.
You stayed here to beat their ass. Go beat their ass. You didn't stay here to be number 3 again.
No.
Right? I mean, it's a time that you would expect him to flourish. You would expect Jacurri, if he's got it, if he's the guy, this is the time. This is the time for him. He has every opportunity. You just said, Emory probably not going to be ready for spring. Certainly not in the capacity where he could compete at 100%. So Jacurri is the guy and has every opportunity to prove that he can be what he probably thinks he is. He's got to go prove it now. Like, it's put up or shut up time, because they're going to bring somebody in.
Say that. I'm terrified that they're not.
Oh, I think that they will.
They have to. They have 3 scholarship quarterbacks.
The buzz about you mentioned the Albany guy. Reese Poffenbarger.
Yes.
Just Just obviously
Yeah.
led FCS in passing, has some statistical power behind it. You know, some of his stats were really, really impressive. The San Diego State game when they got into the semifinal, not too well. You know, had 3 picks in that game. They got blasted 59-0. But San Diego State or South Dakota State, excuse me, home of the Fighting Shoodos. No, we still own South Dakota, right? It's North Dakota.
We lost. Yeah, North
All
Dakota.
right, so
we
go
lost.
South
Yeah, yeah.
Dakota. No.
South Dakota
Yeah,
State's
go
a
America.
juggernaut, bro. Like they're
Yeah,
a
go
juggernaut. They're
America.
Alabama.
59-0. They almost Georgia'd that ass, but it was close. You know, we haven't really officially gone on record and talked about that, so maybe later we can because
That was fun. It was fun.
Yeah,
it was very
fun.
enjoyable.
My
I enjoyed myself.
my most favorite night on Twitter of all time.
Yeah.
But back to Cam, and I know Cam is declaring for the NFL. Still hasn't signed with an agent. Some buzz about that too. We're not going to get into that.
Whatever.
Who cares?
See what
But
happens.
that style of quarterback,
cares?
the style
Like,
of quarterback.
If it's that much trouble, that's what you don't understand. Like, you're going to try to build this culture, right? Which is Mario. He's building the culture, and it's not one guy over the team. And I'll say it. I mean, he declared, right? So he declared. So I can just say what I've wanted to say for weeks now. If it's that much trouble now, I mean, you've seen this before, right? If it's that much trouble now, just imagine him getting on campus. I mean, you don't think that's going to be a pain in the ass from the jump? Like,
Well,
and
what
what?
about the whole
The kid-
rumor about
he's
him and
fumbled
Jeremiah?
Look, he's fumbled 30 times in his career. It's true. It's true. He's got the ball security's not great. I wanted Will Howard from the beginning. I just didn't think Cam Ward. It was the thing about getting Cam Ward is optically, he's the number one quarterback in the draft in the portal. Optically, would be huge. Optically, but what a pain in the ass it's been. Like, and now you put all your eggs in that basket. And we're talking about this. Now we're dealing with tier 2 quarterbacks in the portal because you got left at the altar, bro. You put all your eggs. You got dumped. You got dumped because you believed this kid in his camp who had no loyalty whatsoever to you, right? And he said, nah, you know what? Fuck it. I don't think so. I'm going to go to the league. And now what?
And be what, a 4th round pick?
You said 5th.
Yeah, 6th maybe. I mean, let's be honest here, dude.
All I'm saying is he decided to go a different route. And if it's that much trouble now, you've seen it. You know how much trouble, and I'd be shocked if anyone listening to the show disagrees. Like, you should have moved on a long time ago and done this and covered your ass.
Mm-hmm.
So back to what I said. What did I say? I don't care. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care less.
So let me ask both of you this.
But for anyone who's listening, it
Here we
couldn't care less.
I got you.
Could not care less. For anyone who says opposite of that, please check it.
I agree with you 100%. But let me ask you this. It would appear that we're in a situation here that we have arguably the greatest recruiter in college football who has a huge issue recruiting quarterbacks.
And what else? I want to further that.
And but I'm just going to say, like, this is the most important position on the field. And it's the one position our ace recruiter can't seem to recruit.
And I want to just take it one step further to build your case, because the offensive coordinator experience under Mario Cristobal since he's been the coach here, painful. It is, for whatever reason, the offensive coordinator position, quarterback position, painstaking, painful to witness, drags out. You know, it took us forever to make the Shannon Dawson hire. It took us forever to announce Gaddis. It's taken us, we can't figure out that. I think it's hand in hand, boys. I really do. I really think
it's a problem, Ro. It's a problem.
It is it. And one of the obscure tweets, but I'll shed some light to it. I was like, he's got to shed that quarterback killer, like, tag quickly because they call him that. Josh Pate said, he needs to put wide receivers in the league. You need to start putting quarterbacks, wide receivers, and in the league too. And then your offensive coordinator. I don't. Again, you hear some rumors possibly about Lance Guidry because LSU woke up. Now you hear some other rumors too. He's burned some bridges in terms of high school coaches. Probably not. But regardless, I mean, he's going to get looked at. He had a good year. He had a great year at Marshall. Had a good year with us. You're not like I need people every year to be like, oh, we really need to go after like Shannon Dawson as an offensive coordinator. Now, he might get a job somewhere else, but it's not like, if you're going to do it right, you got like a 2-year lease with these guys. They're great, and then they're going to go off to the NFL. They're going to get their own head coaching job. That's what you want to do. Shannon Dawson's not hearing that buzz right now, right? Just not. There's probably a reason for it. I'm not saying it. I'm just looking at the landscape. I saw the one guy that was relatively good, and in all those years since the CFP playoffs, the guy who had us the best in the scoring averages was Rhett Lashley. Rhett Lashley had 2 good years, scoring years, got a job as a head coach somewhere else. We have a problem, right? And Mario's had a problem. Gaddis got a favor to go back to Maryland, right? Until we fix that. I think if you fix that, then you're going to get the quarterback position fixed, and then I think you're going to get the wide receiver position fixed. But he's got to fix that. He's got to fix that offensive side. It just – and you know what it is? Because he doesn't trust quarterbacks. He just doesn't trust them. His default mechanism when he turns into a turtle, when he shells up, let's pound it, brother. It's 4th and 3. Let's go 13 set. Let's pound it, brother. No, why don't you give it to the guy that you gave a scholarship to be the most important person on the team and let him try to go win it for you? Because that's what it's going to take, right? That's what it's going to be. And you don't when it all hits the fan, and we heard it. Hey, after the Georgia Tech game, I don't know what the hell happened. It's just like that's not the offense that we were envisioning. Next year, what do we? But we trust the offensive line because that's what you are. Because you're going to trust your offensive lineman to pound up, brother. No, you need to start trusting the quarterbacks more. And if you do, and you get them an offense, you're not going to have this problem moving forward. And until you fix that problem, we're going to continually have this problem. Painful. Did
you see you talk about being a CEO and being able to look in the mirror and acknowledge what your weaknesses are and fix those. There is a rumor circulating around the Ohio area that Ryan Day is about to possibly give up play calling duties and bringing somebody in. Want to know who that person is?
I know who it is.
Shannon Dawson.
Who is it, Scoop?
Dan Mullen.
Yes, it is. That is what a CEO does. Like, I mean, dude, like, just saying. So that is, he's been, you guys can say what you want. He's got a 50 and whatever 6 record. He's been on a hot seat with Ohio State fans because he's not getting the natty done. And there's been a lot of, heat on his ass, and he's looks like he's going to make a huge, that's the sort of thing, dude, that we need him to acknowledge what he's poor at and be able to delegate that to someone who isn't.
Look, here's the reality with him. No one trusts him because he paints on a beard.
Yes.
And because of that, he needs to show that he's willing to give some other people some authority before they run him out of town.
But it is interesting that Ohio State has had some success, but offensively this year, they took a step back. I just looked at their numbers. They're 45th nationally in their 30.5 points a game. Miami's just a few notches above that.
Well, who was the OC this year?
39 points a game. But it just goes to show you in that range, that program, 45, to me, it's listen, we scored one more point more than they did. And they're realizing 30-point offenses aren't going to get it done. It's just not.
Yeah, but who's their OC? Who's their OC?
Hartline?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This was his first year.
Peter principle. Yeah. Sometimes you promote people to the highest level of their ineptitude.
Right. But he also wasn't calling plays.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan Day's
Ryan Day's
calling plays.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, he's still got some control there, and can we talk about that for a minute? That's an interesting kind of thing to me, right? He's a brilliant recruiter, as we know. Brian Hartline, right? 5-star after 5-star after 5-star after 5-star. Probably the best position recruiter in the country. Easily. Aside from like Marvin Harrison, who's that? The dude with two last names.
The dude with Seattle now.
Yeah,
Jackson
that guy.
Jigabo. Yeah.
That guy. There's only a few.
He's got
Out
a lot of 5-stars not
all
developing.
those 5-stars that are really doing anything or have done anything. And if you look at them now, I think they've lost 4 of them in the portal this season alone. It's wild to me how are they getting developed when they get there? Is it just a recruiting thing and it's just relying on, all right, best is the best. Show me what you got. You know what I mean? Because you don't see, like, for as much talent as is walking through those doors, you're not seeing that much talent continue to be successful.
You're not seeing a first-round draft pick every year come out of that.
It's interesting. It's interesting. Speaking of JJ Smith and going there, you brought him up earlier. Go to JoJo. Trader lit it up at the All-American game.
You know who didn't?
He's so good.
You see
JoJo's so
Lagway?
Yeah.
Oof.
We had some
Fire
dude.
got destroyed, bro. They were down. It was 23-3, like 6 minutes into the game.
Yeah, it got ugly quick. And who's our boy? So Mac,
yeah.
I said a criminal, he's a
great.
3-star. Played very, very well. Is it Pickens?
Mm-hmm.
The D end, very well. And then JoJo, man, he's so smooth. Holy shit. Does he end up being better than JJ?
I don't know. I mean, he had that one catch in the game that was on ESPN that I saw.
They both had one. It was
grab.
like back-to-back
Yeah.
one-handed catches.
It was
one of them.
ridiculous. But
Yeah.
JoJo was a little bit better.
He's really good.
He is
That
really
class,
good, dude.
the receiver class they brought in is legit.
And listen, Ohio State's got the top 2 receivers in the class. So we'll see if the other kid develops also, the Milan or whatever his name is. But yeah, you know. Listen, dude, we've got the
random thoughts.
We've got the talent. I mean, we can see the talent has definitely been upgraded. You know, this and I put out the tweet looking at how coaches were doing in year 3. And, you know, because, you know, it didn't happen, obviously, year 1, didn't happen year 2. But this is the year that, you know, you look around at other coaches that have, you know, year 3 is the year that once they've gotten all their guys in and their culture is in, that's when the big giant step, that 9-win, 10-win season after only winning 5 or 7 pops up. And that's where he is right now. Like, that's where 2024 has got to go. It's got to, a year from right now, we got to be reflecting on a 9 or 10-win season.
The first
in a bowl win.
The first 2 years, we'll say it again. Nobody expected this. They expected some more winning. I'll be honest. We all did. He's put himself into a situation that just even a winning record, he went 7-5, 1 game improvement, 8-4. And the way the losses will probably happen in that, just not going to work. It's not going to work. He's painted himself in a corner going into year 3, having a worse record than Manny. And it's true. He has a worse record than Manny after 2 years. And I kept saying, I was like, well, you know what? He's going to have some time. And you know what gives me hope was what we're witnessing with Michigan. Michigan's about to play for a national championship. We'll pick that game later. And then I looked at Jim Harbaugh's first 2 seasons at Michigan. You know how many games he won his first 2 seasons in Michigan? He won 10 games both years.
Mm-hmm.
We're just praying to get to 10 years. 10 wins. And Jim did that in his first 2 years.
Look at what Kalen DeBoer's done. They were 4-8. He's come in his first 2 years. Look at, I mean, like,
that dude's got like a
there.
98.6% winning percentage in his career, for Christ's sake.
It's insane, dude. They were 4-8. He came in.
He's just
with
he
that
never
locker room.
loses.
He took it over, and they all bought in. So, I mean, you can make all the excuses you want. There's too many success stories out there. Year 3's got to be his year.
And let's stop pretending, Miami, because I'll tell you what your problem is. all these teams, the two teams, I'm just staring at it. We just talked about Washington, 37.6 points a game. They score close to 40, right? Just one more touchdown a game. You turn around, you got Michigan. Michigan, for all their 36 points a game, they're both in the top 15 in scoring offenses. It's not done with pound the rock, brother, in defense. It hasn't been done like that way in years. Somebody posted online, they're like, well, Alabama kind of runs that offense that Mario, and nobody's giving Saban shit. Well, Saban lost, and we all knew that wasn't his best Alabama team. But go back to the last time they won. When they won, right, was 2019, I believe it is, was the last time. This is, by the way, this is a freshman that's going out to be a senior. This is the first time in Saban's history that somebody that he recruited is not going to win a national championship within the first 4 years of being there. That's insane. But that's how impressive that man's been. But the last time, and I looked this up, the last time Nick Saban won a national championship, you know how many points? 48 points a game. You don't think he'd want that offense again? So you better start prioritizing points. I hate the vocabulary in this place. I really do. I hate it coming from Mario. It's not the right vocabulary. When it becomes explosive points, points. Just look at the track record. Look at where it goes. If it changes, change with it. But we don't change. We don't do it. Like I said, Ohio State's about to make a change. Guy only scored 1 point less than us. They're in panic mode. They're going to get Dan Mullen. That's a power move. I would have hired Dan Mullen as an offensive coordinator years ago.
We talked about it.
Years ago. I say, give me the Darth Vader mask tomorrow. The guy is a good offensive coordinator now. The guy is way better. They fired. Well, you want to talk about a downgrade? That was a downgrade. Going to Bayou Billy from Dan, that was a downgrade.
I'll say take a quick break. Plenty more stuff we got to get into with this. But first, we have to talk about. Is that really the hat? Is that the hat we're going with now? I mean,
well, that's the makeshift hat for tonight's show. And look, I said, "Where's my hat?" And the response was, "Shit, I forgot." So,
who's
so
that
this
hat
is
for? Scoop.
What?
Who's that hat for?
It's Paul Baines Roofing, of course.
Oh, there we go.
Baines.
Hey, Baines.
Baines.
Oh, dude, they're going to be like, everybody's going to walk up to him and start saying Baines. And they're like,
Baines.
yeah, that's Baines. Thank you, AI
Look, I didn't have a hat because I didn't get one. And I put my Puma hat on. I got a bunch of Puma hats. I put it on and I looked at it and I was like, oh, I can make a B out of that real quick. So I just taped myself a little B bottom on there and we got a little Baines hat. There we go.
There we go.
Dude,
I like it.
True story. And this was shortly after, it was the very next day, because last week we announced that the new title sponsor for our show is Paul Baines Roofing. I'm driving in Palm Beach. I'm on the turnpike, and I look over, and there's a Paul Baines Roofing truck on its way. It's diligently working. He was doing the speed limit, of course. Don't worry about it, Paul.
He was not on his phone.
Not on his phone, obeying all the traffic light, because that's the kind of company they are. And I look over, and I'm like, I know this number. I know it. It's 981 Roof. And there it was. It was 981 Roof. I'm like, my dyslexic ass knows this number backwards and forwards. 981 Roof. And of course, I come in another true story. There's another new blue tarp in my neighborhood.
Oh, God.
So I was like, yeah, it's up here. It's 561 because I'm a Palm Beach County boy. 561-981 Roof. You got to call Paul. He's Paul. Give him a call.
Hey,
Give me a call.
Exactly. And then when they get there, just say, Baines. And that's it. They'll take care. You got a roof problem? They'll take care of anything you want.
Anything
at all. Now, listen, man, we're looking forward to moving forward with them, and good family, wonderful people. Give them a call. It is Paul Baines Roofing.
Yes.
All right, so Scoop, we got some picks.
For what?
All right. Before we talk about the picks,
Well, for what, though? What do we have picks for?
the national championship game.
Yeah,
And-
like beating the bookie.
Yeah. So
Do we have anything for
Any
national
NFL or
championship?
anything? Like no picks at all?
we got to get
Nothing?
different picks. Anyways, but we're jumping the gun a little bit. Why are we jumping the gun?
Sorry. What are we doing?
We're talking about the
We're talking
package.
about my bars.
Oh,
Yeah, let's talk about your balls. Let's talk about the balls. The balls. Promo code OBB, 20% off Manscaped Performance Package 5.0 comes with these. I'm actually wearing them. I swear to you, I am. They're Manscaped, the Manscaped boxers that came with the thing. I was like, that's right. I did put them on this morning. Because it kind of trips me out because it says Manscaped in big letters on the front. And then it's like the little tag on it looks like it would be the inverse, but they definitely want you to know or whoever your loved one is when the first layer comes off, Manscaped's next. And if that layer comes off, then the Manscaped's job, that's last. And those boys are trimmed up beautifully because that's part of your routine now. Don't be a hairy bastard. Stop it, dude. Don't. This is like the 2000s and somethings, the 220s, like 2020s. I don't even know what we call this shit because I'm an 80s kid. Anyway, you can't rock around like a 70s porn star, bro. You can't do this. Like the ladies are like, no.
Like that 16-year-old dart champion?
Yes.
You got a mustache on that kid? Are you kidding me? Like, what the hell?
What, does he have a Venezuelan birth certificate?
I don't know,
like,
bro, but I've never seen a 16-year-old got a stash
16?
like that.
He's
not.
No, I saw that picture. There's no chance that dude is 16.
He said he's 16.
He's not. And you know what I do know about that kid? He uses Manscaped too. Promo code OBB. Yeah, he does. Yeah,
I don't think he does.
All right. Now we talked about the boys. Now we can talk about the package.
The packages. Well, let's
Golf's
preface.
coming. Golf's coming.
That's right. Let's preface this. The golf packages are on the site. Beatinthebookie.com. You can go. You can sign up for all the golf packages. You can sign up individually, but they are on there. The Century Open is this week. I don't believe that was on there, but next week, Sony Open.
The Sony's the first. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
The Sony Open out in at Wailea Golden Oahu, out in Hawaii. Our boy Novak starts his season there next year. And I don't think we gave a shout out. Can we give a shout out? Mr. Novak finished in the top 125 of the FedEx Cups and is guaranteed an entry into every single fucking tournament. That's not either an elevated event or a major, which he could still play his way into. But
he clutched up, dude, on 18. He clutched
on 18
up on his last
lost ball.
He had a lost ball.
He had a lost ball, which he said you can hit it anywhere over on that. Or I played that hole. You can hit it anywhere over there. He's like, I've been much further right than that. I had to go back and re-tee, right? And then make a birdie with his second ball, essentially, to be able to make the weekend to solidify the top 125. I think he finished top 10 last year at the Sony, or he's 12th, something like that. So he's going out there with good vibes, good memories. And dude, he's got a full season of guaranteed entries. So
he's in every tourney except for the four majors.
Except for the elevated or the majors.
Okay, gotcha.
Which he can play his way into.
Okay, right.
But
exactly.
he's guaranteed
Beautiful.
every other entry for the year.
Nice.
Which is
no
just
Corn Fairy crap
awesome,
this year.
dude.
Beautiful. Nice.
Just awesome. So super stoked. So he'll be out doing that. Bats a beating the bookie, which I'd like to announce. We can officially announce that we are partnering once again with BTB for the entire year of 2024. You will get all the goodies, and you will get to hear us talk about all the stupid shit that he likes to do. At Beatin' the Bookie, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Get your free plays, get your packages, buy in, make your money. He's killing it with NHL. College hoops is back. Now we're getting into golf, and I think he's going to have 20 events for the golf this year. Plus or minus, he may add some, may take some away, but yeah, we're about to be jamming. It's about to be jam packed. Started the new year. Happy New Year to everybody. I don't think we said that to anybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Halfway through the show.
Yeah, really.
Whatever.
Toast is refilling his beer. He is.
He's refilling his beer. Perfect draft. Perfect draft.
Beautiful,
there it is.
beautiful. Nice.
We need one of these. We should.
Everybody needs one of these, bro. You don't understand. I have thought about always having a draft in the house or whatever, but running a line, and there was all just a lot of the fact that you now have it in a fully encompassed machine that you just got to plug into the wall and put it on a table or put it on your bar or whatever. Oh, buddy.
So how much is the 10.5 pints? Did you just pour yourself a pint?
I just poured myself a pint.
Okay. So how many dollars is the 10.5 pints? How many dollars is the keg refill?
$32
for the keg refill.
So it's basically a little less under $3 a pint. Under $3 a pint, yeah.
At 37 degrees. Though.
And if you get 3 of them, it's free shipping. If you only get one, then the shipping is like $10. So what I would do is just get 3, stack them, you can have them longer than 30 days as long as they're not tapped.
Right. Those are like
And
the mistresses.
then exactly. And that way you can get the free shipping.
You
So
have
you're
them
basically
off to
talking
the
like
side.
$90, $100, you get 3 kegs and you're good to go for a few months.
But once you tap them, you got 30 days. That's when
Yeah,
it gets
30
tricky.
days. Yes. No, it really doesn't, bro, because like
And you're juggling.
10
You're
beers
like,
in 30 days.
it's only good for 30 days.
10 beers. I mean, you can do 10 beers in 30 days. It's not difficult.
You might do 10 by the
Trust
end of
me.
the show.
I know.
Jesus.
Getting there.
Yeah. So, anyways, I will tell you what, we're going to put out a tweet. It'll go out tomorrow. I already programmed it. It has a promo code. If you want to click on it, you can see the details of the machine and everything, and it gives you a discount. So if you want to order yourself up one or whatever, check it out. But it's very, very cool. I would highly recommend it.
What is the promo code? Do you know?
You just click the link. It's not an
okay.
actual
I got you.
promo code. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a
All
promo
right.
link. So
Promo link.
So let's talk about the best day on Twitter that happened recently. How happy were you? And listen, I told you. I went back and I listened because I wanted to make sure my prediction was correct. When the word Georgia came out of our mouths, like, hey, Georgia's playing, I said Georgia by 1 billion. I covered. They won by 1 billion.
It was fun.
It was
Look,
awesome.
it was fun to watch.
It was.
It was fun to watch. I wasn't upset about any part of it.
I will tell you this. Okay, go ahead.
But what I found really odd, and I gave them there one day because I just unloaded a clip. I was like 10 Florida State, you suck kind of tweets, one after the other. Just had a revolver. Boom. It was a garnet and gold revolver, and I unloaded the clip. I didn't really want to talk about them the next day, but I even found it more odd that they made the case after Alabama lost that they should have been in. And I'm like, what? Like, what are you even talking about? Like, that was I'm going to be honest, that was the stupidest thing I've ever seen, ever. And I've been at this Twitter game a long time. I'm old enough to remember when it was originally called Twitter, because it's not even called Twitter anymore. That was the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Like, how in the world could you even remotely argue after losing by 60 points to Georgia, who, by the way, had equal as many opt-outs as you did? Now, you had one at a critical position, your quarterback. I get that. But they had their star tight end. He wasn't playing in that game. And they blasted you by 60. Yeah, we should have been in that Rose Bowl. What? You guys aren't right.
I will tell you that we got fucked in 2000. Should have been in the national championship game. We totally got fucked. And as Kane fans, we were pissed for about 72 hours, and we bitched and moaned. And then whatever, we're one of the big three. We've been there before. You win it before. You fucking move on. FSU fans, I'm not sure if they're aware of this. They're a bit lower now than UCF fans. Like, dude, I've lost so much respect for FSU fans, and just for the talking heads for the program, the bloggers, the big podcasters, all that. Like, all of you, like, are you kidding me? Like, just shut up, suck it up. You got screwed. Oh, life isn't fair, bro. Whatever. Move like, you guys are acting like such friggin' bitches. It is blowing everybody away. I mean, you are bigger bitches now than UCF was with the fake national championship. You're a joke. You're a punchline right now. Just shut up.
And forever,
shut up.
And forever will be a punchline. I think UCF fans claiming that national championship, they're going to be a forever punchline, and these people are going to be a punchline after you go undefeated. Everybody, your whole team opts out, and then you lose by 60.
Mm-hmm.
Lose by 60. Like, when you lost by 60, you want to talk. I like, that's how you erase. I didn't think it was possible. How do you erase an undefeated season faster? Just erase everything that you did good, all the momentum that you had. Just lose by 60. And they lost by 60. 60.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. I will.
It was.
It was funny when we had Braxton on the show. I've always disliked Florida much more than I disliked Florida State.
Yeah.
It was predominantly the fans, predominantly the people who are fans of Florida. I'm not huge fans of them, just in general. And Braxton was like, no way, dude. No way. Like Florida State by a mile. And I'm like, why? No, why? I mean, at least they played us. You know what I mean? Like, at least we have this rivalry that's still there and they want to play every year and the whole thing. And I'm like, no, I respect Florida State. Like, I'm okay with them. The past month has made me question everything I ever knew about the two of them. Honestly, it has. It's made me just completely potentially change courses. I didn't know that they were this bad. I didn't know that this is what went on in their heads. I don't know. I'm on the verge. Like they're really, really close to both being equal.
I got to give it to Toast. Him saying that they're worse than UCF fans now. I'm like, yeah, you win. It's your turn to hold it for the next decade, or until the next big school in Florida, messes it up. But it's your turn. You're the worst.
Look,
fans
they
of
took
Florida.
all the shine off Mario's inability to kneel. That's for sure.
Oh my God. It's just like, bro.
Like that's 10 years ago already.
And here's the thing, like the first 24 hours, yeah, man, I was right there. You guys got screwed. You absolutely got screwed. You should have been, you went. And I will say this, say what you will about the Final Four. The two winners were the two undefeated teams. But yeah, I was with it for the first 24 hours, but oh my God, you incessant fucks now. Just shut the fuck up. Oh, we still should have been there. They're like, just shut up. Stop it. And I will say this is an indictment on your culture. You want to praise Norvell for hitting the portal. That's fine. You hit the portal too much. Portal guys are mercenaries. Mercs. They weren't loyal to the last two schools. They're not going to be loyal to you. That's why you want to pick and choose with the portal, but you need to have a foundation of guys that have bought into the culture, that have been there for 2-3 years, have been paying their dues. Like Georgia, those guys wanted to prove a point. The culture there, they wanted to play in that game. A lot of those guys could have opted out too because of going to the NFL. They came back and played in that one. All right. Granted, they had more of their starters than you had of yours, but still, dude, that's culture. And when you just rely on the portal for Mercs, bro, Mercs don't give a shit. They're there for that season. Then they're gone.Ey're there for the cash and then they're out. They don't care about the fans. Like, I feel bad for the fans. Like, you guys thought they cared about the program? You naive fucks. Come on. They're friggin' Arnold Schwarzenegger and friggin' fucking Predator.
Come on, everybody, get to the chopper.
Right? You're Jesse the Body Ventura. You brought in Mercs, bro. They left. The season was over for them. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, and the NCAA was the Predator.
Just funny to me.
Nobody gets out alive. The best line in that movie. All right, here we go. Best line in this movie. This isn't a 5 questions question. What was the best line from the movie The Predator?
I don't got time to bleed.
That is a strong choice, my friend. Mine goes along those lines. If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Okay. All right, so listen.
And Scoop's got nothing, but that's between you and me. All right.
Saw it once, don't remember.
Whatever.
Okay.
So how awesome is it that we've got a national championship game with no SEC member or even a future SEC member?
Yeah,
This is cool. Pac-12, their final year, they got
they have
this
to win.
is going to be fun.
Yep. And you know what's so funny? I've counted out Washington. I was like, there's no way they're going to beat Oregon the first time. Oregon's a damn good ass team, right? It's everything we hope Mario would have been, right? Crazy ass trenches, and they're actually really cool to watch offensively. It's amazing that happened over there, Mario. You might want to look at your old squad and see what they're doing, right? They beat them twice. And then Texas, go back to last week's episode. Scoop was like, oh, there's no better team than Texas, brother. Texas is the best team in the country.
And
That's
then
what
I'm
he said.
watching them play, and I'm like, "There's nobody better than Texas." I'm watching Texas, and I'm like, "They're the best team in the college in the country." And I'm watching them, and they're not winning. And I'm like, "But they look so much better, and they're still not winning." And I'm like, "What the hell is going?" But dude, Penix
So
Penix.
good.
might be the best pure passer of the football I've ever seen in my entire life.
At one point, I just like lost sight of things. And I
I
was
mean,
talking to somebody,
what
and we were
on
talking about
earth?
Penix, and I'm like, yeah, he's like a left-handed Tua. I'm like, wait,
What?
I said he's a right-handed Tua.
Right.
I called him right-handed Tua. I'm like, oh wait, the son of a bitch is lefty. I was like, then
He
he's
is-
like a left-handed Tua. He's just like
Tua.
he's got like this really quick
Oh, my God,
mechanics.
he's incredible,
like,
bro. He's
he just-
incredible.
he
He's
just
incredible.
throws
He just throws things that you just. It's like one of those. It's like the Matrix.
like, don't throw that. Don't throw that.
You
don't
don't
throw
throw
that.
but he throws it anyway, and it always
Yeah.
works. It's wild shit, man.
And I will tell you, I have some concerns with Michigan. Talking about the Rose Bowl, I think Washington could have an easier time stopping Michigan's offense than Michigan's stopping Washington's offense. If a track meet breaks out, which is possible because Washington scores points on everybody. I mean, it's like, hello, offense, right? I don't see Michigan keeping up. I don't know
and
like if Washington gets to 30 points, I see them winning it because I don't see Michigan getting to 30 points. I just think, after what you saw in Alabama, they got sluggish at times. They're going to learn some things. I think they're going to be able to move the ball a little bit better than they did against Alabama. Nick Saban's still good. But it's almost to the point, too, because what's Michigan been known for this year? Begrudgingly, it's because they're stealing signs. Steal my signs. Steal Penix's signs. Cover the guy. He's still going to make the pass. It doesn't matter. It's like, okay, so how we're going to do this concept? Stop it. Stop it. He can fit.
I took Washington the money line against Texas at 1. I just think they're a team of destiny. I think the final year of the Pac-12, it's a great story. I'm rooting hard for Washington. And I love the Penix story. I mean, at Indiana for like 3 years or whatever, had just injuries all the time, makes the move. The Kalen DeBoer story with the head coach. I mean, dude, there's so many insane storylines with that program right now in the conference. I'm just rooting for him.
Is Nick Saban backing up the Brinks truck this year, too, to see if he could get him as an offensive coordinator?
For those of you that don't know, so last year, Alabama's got Reese, but the guy Saban wanted, he backed the Brinks truck up for Grubb, apparently in the offseason. And Grubb, was overly loyal to all these kids and was like, yeah, no, they all want to run it back. I'm running it back with them. But yeah, he might be gone after this year. He might, at this stage, he might get a head coaching job. Forget about being Nick's offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great story up there, man. What's happening in the Pacific Northwest. And they wear purple. Like, come on.
I know.
It's fucking awesome. It's awesome.
And that's what happens when you have the Mariners, when you have the system, when you have the quarterback, when you have the OC. It's fun to watch, because you take Michael Penix and you put him on this offense, and he's like, he's sitting on Wisconsin's sideline this year. That's exactly what happens. So you just sometimes you just got to find the right guy at the right moment. It's just got to all click. But
listen, we got.
I got Washington winning it too.
I think I can't.
I don't think Michigan can hang with them.
Washington's going to score, and I think Washington. I mean, Texas got a damn good offense too, and
that's what I'm saying. Every time I watch them, I'm like, damn, these guys are so good. Watching Texas, and I'm like, they're losing. They're still losing and ended up losing.
Washington were the underdogs to Oregon in both those games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And one of them, I think they were even big underdogs too. They were like
the first one.
The first one. They won each one of them by 3.
Yeah. And hey,
the fact they beat them twice.
I think if Oregon got in, I think Oregon's playing for a national championship.
Probably.
I just think Washington was just that one team that just had their number.
The kryptonite, yeah.
Listen, you talk about mention Oregon. You talk about all the quarterback issues all these schools were having transfer portal. One school got 2 of them.
2 of them.
Look, and like on day 1,
this motherfucker got 2 of these.
He got 2 day 1, bro.
One of them willing to pretending. We
month.
know you're listening. Stop pretending. They're going there because it's a more attractive offense. Stop dicking around. I'm tired of saying it. I'm tired of Mark D'Onofrio in this bitch. It's the same
that dude
thing
had
over
2
and over.
top quarterbacks in a day.
But
Don't get
one
top 30 offense. You need a top 20, top 15,
for
top
Christ's
10.
sake. He's a starter.
Yeah.
Top 5 offense. Be the best offensive team in the country. That should be your goal.
See, that's the thing, and that's the unicorn of this, right? And I know that Toast wants to say it, and he wants us to be the ones to be able to pull that off, which is they went out and they got Dylan Gabriel to come in and start. He's your starter, right? We know that. He's been a starter at UCF, incredibly successful. He was very successful at Oklahoma, and now he's going to be super successful at Oregon. I don't have any doubt in that, right? But on top of that, they go and they get the kid from UCLA.
Dante Moore. Dante Moore.
They go and they get Dante Moore to come, who started for UCLA all year, to come and sit at Oregon to be potentially the next guy in line. So what Toast is preaching that he wanted to happen was exactly that. Oregon was able to do it. They're the one team in the country that was able to pull that off.
Never won a national championship.
So when you say it's impossible, it's not impossible. Is it improbable? Of course.
Yes.
But Toast is reaching for the stars, and he wanted to see us try to pull something like that off. We didn't do it. Oregon did it. They did it. They did it. And they're going to be incredibly successful because of it. So it's possible. Improbable. But holy shit. They did it, and they did it
But
quickly.
now just get one. Just get one, dude.
Yeah.
No, forget about
for one.
two. Forget
I'm looking
about
for
two.
And they did it quickly, and they got it wrapped up, done.
Yeah. No drama.
Check the boxes.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
No drama.
No.
Everyone's, yeah.
And we,
Their podcasts aren't like lamenting there's no quarterback. They're all talking, oh my God, this is awesome. Everyone's positive. Everyone's drinking the Kool-Aid. Everyone's excited about 2024. It's going to be an awesome off. Like, I mean, yeah, not here.
and we crawl on our hands and knees, just like Toast and Rowe mentioned, when it comes to searching for an offensive coordinator or searching for quarterbacks. We're just so painstakingly slow. It really is painstakingly slow.
And we're not even guaranteed to hit a home run.
I just don't understand why it's so fucking complicated.
You'd think we'd at least be awesome with the hires.
It's like it's like we're just out. It's like, what are we thinking so
We're
much
thinking
about?
too much. I
Why
think
do
we think too much.
so much? Just what do you think? What do you think they talked about and thought about with Dylan Gabriel? You know what I mean? Like, what was there to talk about? You want to come here? You want to play here? You've been damn good at your previous two stops. You want to play here? Yeah, coach, that'd be fun. Okay, let's do it. You think we can do it before February? Yeah? You want to do it before February? That'd be fun, huh? Hey, you want to bring Dante Moore too? Are you friends with Dante? Yeah, coach, I've known him for years. Call him, see if he wants to come in and be your backup. See if he wants to sit the fucking bench. Let's tell him how much he's going to sit the bench. He'll never play.
Yeah, but he's going to make money.
But let's bring him in.
Yeah.
You think he'll do it? Yeah, coach, I'll do it. You think he'll get done before February too? Yeah, no problem. It's unbelievable.
It was done before Christmas, bro.
I know.
It was done before the bowl games started.
It was done before fucking December.
Before the bowl games.
It's incredible. Like Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah.
It's wild to me.
All right.
The process is so.
We do some five questions.
Who is everybody picking in this game, by the way? Is everyone rolling Washington? Everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are the picks?
Spread.
Do we have like all our talents?
Yes.
Yeah.
So believe it or not, the national championship game will be game 101 that we've picked this year.
Look
So
at that.
after an even 100 games, and this includes 16 bowl games.
Wow.
Toast is at 51-49.
Damn, we got a winning record.
Got a winning record. Scoops at 55-45.
All right.
So he's four games up. And Rowe's dragging up at 44-56.
Okay.
All right.
So
All right.
a little hiccup there.
Scoop made you a little money. I lost you the VIG.
Yep.
Yeah.
And in row, you're gonna have to get a part-time job.
For the
I have one.
for the sake of clarity, at the start of the season, here's who you guys picked for your Final Four.
Oh, we did this?
Toast picked Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, USC, with the Tide winning the national championship game.
Okay.
That was your pick.
I don't even remember doing this. This is fun. Okay, go ahead.
I picked Alabama.
Rowe
Clemson.
picked Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, and Michigan, with Clemson winning the national championship game.
Wow.
Scoopy had Georgia, Clemson, Michigan, USC, and you're still alive. Your national championship pick was Michigan.
Oh,
At the start of the
Michigan?
season. You picked
Michigan.
I hate Michigan.
at the start of the season to win the national championship. You're alive.
What the fuck am I doing?
You're alive, man.
Wow.
So,
Scoops.
Why would I
There you
do
go.
that?
So he just and magically he's going to win regardless because if Michigan wins, it's his original pick, and he just picked Washington as his
Right.
correct
he's
pick,
4
so-
games up. He's a winner across
Yeah,
the
you
board.
can't pick Washington. You got to take Michigan.
Fine.
The look of
Why would I
bewilderment on your
ever
face.
do? Why would I? Why
I
would
have
I even?
no idea.
I don't know.
Here's
I
the
wrote
thing.
them down as you picked them.
This is 100% true, and this worries me. Probably more now than ever. I absolutely have zero recollection of doing that.
Dude, I don't remember half the shit we talk about on this pod.
Yeah, more than.
But that's a full. Hold on a second.
If I didn't write any of this down, I remember
That's
none of this.
Yeah, I didn't remember we
picked
did
our
that.
Final Four, and we chose our national champion. You could waterboard me, and I wouldn't be able to remember that.
Well, I
I've
will
got-
tell you that I'm pretty sure we've done it.
I
every
remember
year.
the Clemson
You
thing.
have.
I remember Clemson because I legit.
I wrote down your season predictions.
I remember
At the
Clemson.
Oh
start
my
of the
god.
Oh, I was 7-5, 90%.
You were
chance of
90% chance of better being 7-5
Yeah,
or
I was
7-5.
like 9-3. Right?
Toast was 9-3 with losses to North Carolina, Clemson, and FSU.
Okay, 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Rowe was 7-5. Losses to UNC, Clemson, NC State,
Got it.
Texas A&M,
Okay.
and Florida State.
Got it.
And then Scoop was 8-4 with losses to North Carolina, Clemson, FSU, and Boston College.
The red bandana.
I do remember that. I do remember that. And everybody
Same
was
shot.
scared to death that we were going to lose that game.
Yeah.
Hey, they turned around and blasted us.
They
and
did.
moved, so
They did.
welcome to the ACC.
Wow. Michigan. Why
we,
would
we
I
keep a
do
vault
that?
now. We keep a vault.
Yeah.
We'll revisit at the end of the
Alright.
year every year.
Hey,
I just don't
congratulations to
understand.
the men's hoops team. They got a nice victory over Clemson at
Yeah.
home the other night.
Clemson.
Much needed too, because they had fallen out of the rankings due to the fact that their non-conference schedule has been ass, and the 2 good games they did have, they got rolled in. So that was a huge win by Coach
Yeah, but
Al and the
still at
boys. So
10-2, you don't bounce them out. Man, haters.
no, I think they were getting overly penalized for those. I mean, listen, the Kentucky was at Rupp Arena. They're not the plenty of teams have lost by 20 at Rupp Arena that are good teams. In the Colorado game, listen, I would have liked to have seen them win that game or at least compete, but that was also a neutral site at Madison Square Garden, so they were just like overly penalized for those 2 losses. And but yeah, so a good win last night, knocking off Clemson. ACC, let's get it done.
Gotcha.
All right, we can do 5 questions.
Bye.
5 questions.
Before you go, Ro, there's a breaking news. Oklahoma State quarterback Alan Bowman has been granted a waiver for a 7th season.
A 7th?
7th.
Nice.
Yeah, he's almost doing the double up. So he's doing college and law school, I guess, or something like that.
All righty then.
I think that's disrespectful to football.
I think it's disrespectful to football too. All right, let's go. 5 questions. What is the worst accents you've ever heard?
Like from a person, or like a general accent?
It could
like
be
from
a general
country?
accent. I will allow general accent or a person.
Okay, I'm going to go with that heavy, crazy redneck accent in Appalachia.
And it's different than the regular redneck.
Oh
Like,
yeah, no, like in the Blue Ridge Mountains, yeah, you can't even understand what the hell they're saying. It could be because of the inbreeding, but I'm not sure. Yeah.
You go over here,
The inbreeding, they don't have all the teeth and tongue and stuff. I don't know, but it's
It's almost
just,
like
yeah.
Eddie O. It's Eddie O, but like not Cajun.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
Eddie O without it, but like
oh, you go over there.
It's Eddie O with instead of the Cajuns, just inbreeding.
You
Yeah.
sure do got a pretty mouth.
yeah, okay. I was gonna say Manny Diaz lisp, but that's not technically an accent. But I don't like English accents anymore because I worked with somebody who had an annoying English accent. Hello, and like it has ruined the accent for me forevermore. So when I hear an English accent, used to think it was cool. Australian, that's fine. You got a Union Jack in your flag, so you're cool. English accent for me.
Man, I got a lot of really good accents. I like most of them. I was gonna go with the kind of Cajun, like backwoods Cajun, and not because I don't like it, it's because I don't understand what the fuck they're saying.
Show him, Elizabeth. I know the tree shaker.
Troy from the
Yeah,
swamp
from the
people.
alligator guy, Troy.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
him. Yes.
Show him, Elizabeth. Oh, over there, the tree
Great
shaker.
impression.
Oh,
Yeah,
tree
so
shaker.
it's not that I don't like it; it's entertaining, but I can't understand anything they're saying.
Well, they'll put they'll put titles underneath it when they're talking.
Yeah, so that's
you need
my.
it.
What was it? Annoying? It's annoying because I can't understand it, but I actually kind of think it's funny.
All right.
Jenners?
For the same reason Scoop did, I'm going Irish because Irish people
Oh man,
they get up here and then all of a sudden they go like, and you lose everything they say, and it's just a mash of words.
when we
Doesn't
went
make
to
sense.
Scotland, some of them, like some of the caddies, had some real thick Scottish accents, and bro, I'm like, you got to help me out, man. Like I know you're you're still hungover, right? We'd go out at 9 a.m. I know you just got here. I know you didn't go home. But you got to help me out a little bit. You got to be a little bit clearer in your tongue so I know what the fuck you're talking about. Thick.
What is too weird for you? What is too weird for you?
What is like domination with like getting whipped and like being like a
Not your thing, huh?
little sub guy, little submission person. Yeah.
I'm not sure that we
Yeah, why did they dress up
Not
like
sure
little
we were
cats?
going there. Are we going
Like-
there? Why, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right? They look like little. They usually put little ears and they got little tails.
I'm not
like,
wearing a ball gag. I'm not getting whipped by a girl in latex. Like it's just not happening, bro. It's just not
that
happening.
is that shit is
I'm not
weird.
getting on all fours and barking like
I mean,
a dog.
obviously
for you. Like,
that's
stop.
weird.
A big dog.
Obviously, that should
Yeah.
be too weird for all of us.
A
Maybe
little
we should come up
butt
with some
plug in
different
with a little
answers.
like a tail on the end of it. Like stop. I'm not doing
Yeah,
it.
it's just like what?
Yeah.
What is that?
No.
Not doing it either.
Listen, I understand the Scoop loves doing it, but I'm just not. It's not me.
You got a different question. I don't think any of us can do better than that.
No, I'm gonna continue it on. I think people who genuinely like they go out of their way and love like scary movie death culture. That's just that's too weird for me.
That's a good one.
Like
That's a
you're
good one,
you're
yeah.
going
yeah, that
out
is a
like
little weird.
like you love them. Like you'll go and watch them. They scare you. They do it. But like no, like that is like your culture. That's just weird for me. That's just weird for me.
Dude, I knew a kid in high school, and this will age us, but you guys remember. I don't even think it's around anymore. But there was a VHS tape called Faces of Death.
Oh yes,
Faces
I
of
remember
Death,
that
yeah.
with the
And
grizzly
I knew
bear.
A kid, dude. I knew a kid, dude, that was way too into that movie.
Yeah.
Like he'd be
weird.
watching that stuff and like laughing at the people. Like it was like, yeah, twisted. Like, yo, bro, you're gonna you shoot animals, don't you? Like you shoot pets.
Yeah, put him on the FBI watch
yeah,
list, like
yeah.
right now.
But that was
Scoopy.
I'm not sure I could do much better than these. I mean, they're just like weird as
all
in
of
people.
the above
weird.
option.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
All of this fucked up stuff.
That's you and Jenner's answers. You're just all out of
Mine is cartoon nudity. Like when people will
that's a
draw
good
like
one.
Marge Simpson but naked.
See, but that's not a good
Why?
one. Like that's Marge Simpson. That is too weird.
It's
I mean,
just-
but there are
don't
some
I don't get
like
it.
Jessica. Like you never thought about Jessica Rabbit.
Jessica Rabbit.
Well, that was different. I mean, you saw that dress.
Marge Simpson.
You saw that dress.
That's
Come
what I'm
on
saying.
now.
The Marge Simpson one's weird,
Come
but
on now.
there's some hot cartoons.
I've seen some anime porn from time to time that it's not awful.
No, it really is though. It's too weird. She's doing it with an octopus. What are we doing?
you're on the
Why
podcast,
is this
listen.
happening? It's like
Timestamp this, whoever's listening, and just look at Scoop's face when what's going on. He was in utter disbelief until he brought out that laugh. He's like, "Are we really going here?" They're great answers.
God help me. They are all of the above. Hey,
All
D.
of the above. All right.
D for me.
Question 3. What is a band that was ruined by one member?
Oh, wow. Ruined by one member. Oh, okay. I got one. Guns N' Roses was ruined because Axl Rose is a dipshit.
Mm-hmm.
And was such a drama-filled asshole. They were just like, we're fucking done with you, bro. Like waiting an hour and a half to show up on stage. Like, yeah, Slash was like, fucking, I'm out.
Yeah. I was going to say Yoko Ono and the Beatles, but no, she technically wasn't in the band. But Rage Against the Machine, whoever the idiot that climbed up the tower on the MTV Award shows, the bass player, yes, he ruined Rage Against the Machine. They were never the same after he did that. That's my answer. Yoko Ono was probably better.
So it's the band and then the member, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what member? Yeah, what? That's fine.
I'm gonna go somewhat newer. I'm gonna go Creed. And Scott Stapp.
Scott Stapp.
Mm-hmm.
He's a weirdo.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Because as much as y'all want to hammer on Creed, that shit comes on the radio. You ain't turning it off. Like they were so legit good for their time, and he was such a fruitcake. Yeah.
Jenners?
You know that they asked
just
him, they
say
were like,
Sammy
wait a
Hagar
minute,
and
they
move
didn't know
on?
what he was writing about? Did you know
Sammy
that?
Hagar.
Can we just say Sammy Hagar? and move on?
No, shame on you.
David
I
Lee
was
Roth's
gonna
Van
say-
Halen, Sammy Hagar's Van Halen.
Yeah, no, David Lee Roth Van Halen better. Although my wife
I
prefers
don't know.
Sammy
About,
Hagar.
no, I voted Sammy Hagar.
My wife
Oh,
prefers
my.
Sammy Hagar. All right, how about
Me
this
too.
one? How about this one? I don't know who you want to blame, but just Oasis, either brother.
Yeah. One of the Gallaghers.
One of the Gallaghers.
It was
at
one
fault.
of their fault. I don't know.
Oh my
which
God, they
one.
stayed fighting.
They did. They
still
stayed
fighting.
fighting. They
hate
did
each other
everything
now.
They
together,
hate each
fighting,
other.
hating
Yeah.
each other. That's funny though.
All right.
All right. Question 4. I'm going to go back up to the top. All right, here we go. Realistically, what does Generation Z need to do to avoid being the permanent renting generation?
I don't know, man. I don't know if there's an out for them
Scoopy?
on that one.
Scoopy?
I mean, the first thing they got to do is get out of their parents' basement. I mean, they all live there, don't they?
Yeah. I'll go. They got to give all their participation trophies back.
Right.
All right. I would say
They're all down in
have
the
to-
basement with them. They sit there and they fondle them at night.
I think they
Yes.
all also need to give up the dream of one day being an influencer.
They said that, like, the number one, like, if you poll kids,
Mm-hmm.
and go to, like, Japan and say, what do you want to be? The number one thing that they want to be is an astronaut. In America, the number one thing they want to be is a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Just
Just not going to happen, bro. I'm sorry. You only need about 1,500 of those. That's it.
1,501.
Yeah.
We're charging up that YouTube market, baby. We're getting paid by YouTube. Don't let us fool you.
Oh, man.
These are great answers. All right, Jenners. What do they got to do?
Man, stop being triggered. Not everything's here to offend you. Calm down. Go through a day and enjoy life. They're all so damn triggered all the time.
Well, they
Everything's-
gotta get
Well, I was
outside
really
first.
offended by what?
Right.
But see, he hasn't heard this.
24 hours
He-
without going to your safe space.
See, but this is my thing. This is my response. And they call us boomer. I'm like, no, we're not boomers. We're Generation Xers. We're way cooler than that. We drank out of garden hose, motherfuckers.
Yes, we
did. And we didn't get tetanus.
Off.
Yes.
Walk it off.
Walk it off. Yeah. The things our coaches told us and called us can't even compare to what your coaches are telling you. But my thing is, if they're offended and they say I'm offended, my response is, well, I'm offended. You're offended. And you just watch their head spin.
It's
I'm really
exhausting.
offended. You're offended.
It's
I'm sorry that
exhausting.
what I just said offended you. I didn't even realize by me saying that was offensive. And I'm now offended that you're offended. And round you go. That was good.
Was that
What are
5?
s- No, one
No.
more.
One more.
What are some real life cheat codes?
Oh, like real life hacks.
Yeah, real life cheat codes. I'll
Okay.
go. You compliment a little old lady, like the sweet ones, not the obnoxious New Yorkers that are everywhere now. You compliment a little old lady on her hair. That is a real life hack. That is they like you will make their world. Oh, you have such nice hair. Oh, thank you. I mean, that thing is like 17 colors of like magenta. I don't know what color that is. It is so you compliment that hair, little old lady loves you. Real life hack.
I think about that back to my grandmother, and she got her hair done once a week.
Religiously.
And I always thought to myself, it always looks the same. Like she sleeps. She gets it done once a week. Doesn't wash it. Doesn't blow dry it. Doesn't do anything to it and sleeps with it that way. And then the next day you see her, it's exactly the same as it was the day before. And I'm like, how the fuck is this possible?
It's the Jimmy
What
Johnson.
kind of voodoo shit do they do to your hair to where nothing changes it for a week? It's wild stuff.
Listen, I love the
man.
fact that Ro brought up. I haven't heard the word magenta in ages.
But that's how long that hairdo's been on her head for ages.
It's amazing.
Real life hacks. What are they?
So mine, and only because I've been doing this when I moved the office studio over, hanging stuff up, using the piece of tape on the back of a thing that has two hooks, and then you just use that to mark it, and then put it on the wall, so you don't have to friggin' measure exactly, 3 feet and 1/8 of an inch to get the the screw holes
That is
exactly
a life
right.
hack.
That is a life hack.
Very
It's a good
good
one.
life.
Because my old office suite had so many fucking holes, it had been covered up.
Yeah.
Just brutal. That's a great one.
It is a good one. Leave your car running during the summer.
Just make sure nobody's in.
Nobody's stealing this
just make
shit.
sure no one steals it.
Nobody's stealing it.
Oh yeah, no, there's people in there, and there's people stealing. Because when there's people in it, they call me.
Nobody's stealing it.
Okay.
Leave it running. I will say the
Don't you have a
amount of
Tesla?
times. Yeah.
You leave a Tesla running?
You can keep the AC on. I used to,
Okay.
but see, my truck, I can lock, which is brilliant. It's the first car I've actually had that could do this, so I could leave it running and lock it.
Mm-hmm.
So I would leave it running and lock it all the time. Definitely during the summer.
Yeah,
But-
black.
Yeah, well, I'd leave it running. So what I was going to say, and I totally fucking lost my train of thought because you asked me about the Tesla.
That's fine. That's fine. Generous.
Oh, the amount of times that I have you guys done this? The amount of times that I have come back to my car, whether it was in the truck or previous cars or whatever. I went into a store, I went into the bank, I went shopping, I went to the mall, and I've come back to the car and my car was running unintentionally. You guys do that ever? Often? Ever?
Maybe no. Often no.
No.
Maybe like once or twice.
I've done that more than 2 handfuls of times.
Wow.
Yeah. And I thought to myself, what the hell is going on?
We're gonna have to
Yeah.
start Toast. We're gonna have to start keeping a notebook for him.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. What are we calling this thing, boys?
Oh, Jenners, what's your real life hack?
Oh, we didn't do. Oh, they're right.
Man, I was probably 40 before I learned that on the tin foil, that on the ends of the container, it's got 2 little things you could punch in to hold the foil in the box so it
Yeah.
doesn't come flying out every time you try to rip tin foil out of it. I was 40 years old. I was like,
Yeah.
who invented this?
Yeah.
I'm a man.
I was a man. Yeah.
I'm 40.
I was a man. I was
Today
Mike
days
Gundy.
old.
I was 40.
Today days old is a remarkable
My
follow.
goodness.
I've
Oh,
I've
yes.
learned
Today
so many
years
things.
old? Great
yeah,
account.
today years old.
Great account.
I like the no way,
No way.
That
Yeah,
guy?
he
No
says
way,
same thing.
dude.
No way.
no way. The Canadian dude.
Yeah, the guy. He's just like today years old. That's the response to today days old.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. We're just gonna
He's
go
up-
ahead and
he's
take
up
over
in,
North Dakota.
Fuck's sake.
He's in North Dakota.
Cabin
That's,
somewhere
somewhere.
up there. Fuck's sake.
yeah, that's a cool
At his
accent.
workshop. Yeah.
That, now, out of the accents, that one doesn't bother me. It's like, it's like, yeah, that's cool. I'll drink a beer with you at Toast House. We'll go to his keg.
Yeah, see,
we'll eat up one of
Gen
those
Z
8 pints.
Yeah, you can't all be him, okay? You can't all be him.
Yeah.
He's
There's
already
only
of
one him.
There's only one him. All right, he's already got it cornered.
I'm going to go with the show title episode of 30 Days to Tap It.
Yeah, I wrote down good for 30 days.
All right, well.
30 days after you tap it is the other one I wrote down. Yeah.
Okay, 30 days after you tap it.
30 days after you tap it.
Works for me.
All right.
That's it, kids. Be back next week. Have an awesome one. Have a great time watching the national championship game. And we promise, next time we drop an episode, we'll have a portal quarterback.
Ooh, he's going on the money here.
So we may not drop one for a month.
I was gonna say.
We're going on vacation.
Are we taking vacation?
We're going on vacation. Yeah, we can keep our fingers crossed. As always, people. What are you saying?
I said, oh, you can.
Oh, wait, hold on. First row. What's over your left shoulder?
That is my stand-up Arcade 1 Street Fighter 2
That
Turbo
wasn't
Edition.
there a couple weeks ago.
No, there's a reason why I tilted my camera this way so you could.
So what do we got on there, bro?
Oh, it's Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
It's just Street Fighter?
No, there's 14 other games on there.
Oh, I was going to say, so what else we got on there, bro?
Well, some of Capcom's finest. Final Fight. That's pretty. Strider. That's pretty good.
Nice.
And like Street Fighter Puzzle, Street Fighter Classic, Street Fighter Champion, but it's not Street Fighter Turbo.
How much have you been playing that game?
Oh, way too much.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah. I got Pac-Man Galaga downstairs right now, so yeah, we're dividing and conquer. But Pac-Man's gonna be up there too soon.
All right. Good shit. As always, go Kings!
Yo, Bange.